Hello, and welcome to Astrology and Meditation for February. This is Shere Allard and Anita Ashland, who is an amazing astrologer, is with us to give us some great insight and tips for this month. Anita, what do you have for us?
Hi, Sheree. Hi, everybody. Yes, so we're going to talk about the full moon in Leo that's happening this Sunday, February 5th. It goes exact at approximately 12:30 p.m. Central Time. So I'll kick things off by talking about the astrology piece, and then Sheree will just weave in some human design and meditation and things. So let's first just talk about the moon itself. The moon is the planetary body closest to the Earth, and therefore, from an astrology perspective, it connects us to our bodies and anchors us to the physical world. Astrology can get pretty abstract and analytical, cerebral, really fast, which is why it's so great how the moon is a way that we can feel astrology more viscerally in our bodies. And that's why I think it's really great. If you're ever inclined to track where the moon is each day, pay attention to what sign it's in and just feel what that's like on a given day. Like if it's in Virgo, maybe it's a good analytical, detail, practical energy. And then if it's, in Gemini, a more social and chatty and, cerebral, intellectual energy and so forth and so on. So anyway, so now about the full moon specifically, the lunation cycle is often described using the imagery of a plant that's blooming. So at the new moon cycle each month, it's a new beginning where seeds are being planted and something new is about to begin in your life during the upcoming lunation cycle. Then you have and then the moon starts waxing, increasing in light. Then the first quarter moon, and then the full moon where there's maximum light. And at the full moon stage, it's like being a plant being in full bloom, and the fruit is ready for harvest, so to speak. And the moon is a reflective light. It doesn't generate its own light. It reflects the light of the sun. And during the full moon, it's really maximally reflecting the sun's light. So some of the downsides to that, as you know, can be kind of an erratic energy. We all know how during full moons, crazy kind of things can happen. ERs can get overwhelmed, things like that.
Mhm.
And and that's because the moon is just really being flooded with that light of the sun. And then, the sun and the moon are opposites. The sun is about differentiation, individuality. The moon is more about merging and relationship. And that polarity really gets emphasized during full moons. It can also explain that sometimes chaotic energy during full moons, and people that are born under a full moon, their lifetime is about sharing. There's something big that they're going to share, but then sometimes in their lives they will experience kind of that erratic energy as well. So we had our new moon in Aquarius roughly 2 weeks ago. So now we're at the full moon point with the moon in Leo directly opposite the sun in Aquarius, as we can see in the chart here. And then let's talk about Leo, where the moon is for this full moon. Leo is a fire sign. It's ruled by the sun, and its qualities are hot and dry. And Leo, being ruled by the sun is the center of the solar system. All other planets revolve around it. And so Leo can be associated by being the center of attention, and it's the most consistent in motion. The sun is extremely consistent in its motion each day, with the sun rising and setting. And you can really rely on the sun, but you can't change it. And it also has a loyal quality, a regal quality. So people that have Leo moons as their moon sign, you can see some of that quality in them. And I just want to quote Liz Green, one of my favorite authors and astrologers, about Leo, where she does such a wonderful job of going beyond the stereotypes. She says, "It is usual to find the Leonian personality described as egotistical and self-centered, the usual stereotypes. But it might be more correct to say that rather than being self-centered, he is seeking the self at the center. Rather than criticizing him for his tendency to exaggerate his own importance, it is perhaps more helpful to realize that no individual can be of any value to himself or to others until he first discovers who and what that self is." And I really like how it draws out the really positive aspect of that, of seeking the self at the center. And that energy is going to be around during this full moon cycle for you to tap into as well, even if you don't have any planets in Leo in your chart. And I encourage you to look at your chart and the house where Leo is in your chart, and see if you have any planets there, and Aquarius as well, directly across the way where the sun currently is. If you have planets there natally, then this full moon will just be even more pronounced for you. Even if you don't have planets there natally, the area of life indicated by that house that it's in will be lit up with a spotlight, whether it's career, relationships, home, finances, whichever house it's in for you. And then I also wanted to point out here on the chart, you see in the green circle there is Uranus. It's always good to look at what else is going on in the sky at the time of a full moon. And it's pretty dramatic there that Uranus is there. Uranus is about surprises. It's very electrifying. It brings sudden change that can be really disruptive, but ultimately liberating. It can bring about reconciliation of opposites. It's extremely noticeable, and we might see news stories, or you might observe in the collective, maybe in addition to the regular new moon or full moon energies, just some shockers, and some maybe things that are really inspiring. Also, maybe some extra chaotic things going on. We'll see how that transpires. And any of you that have planets in your birth chart in Aquarius or Leo, you've been feeling Uranus since 2018, and it'll be there until 2026. Uranus spends about 8 years in the sign as it's circling its way around the zodiac. So if you've got planets there, you've definitely, and I'm somebody in that category, you've definitely been feeling it. So that is kind of the broad overview there of the astrology for our full moon. We can talk now about some of the other pieces. Oh yeah, I like bringing crystals into astrology. I'm by no means even close to a crystal expert, but Leo is ruled by the sun, and the crystal that's associated with the sun is citrine. And citrine ties in with the solar plexus if you work with chakras at all. And the affirmation for the solar plexus is I do, which ties in really well with Leo. And this is a crystal you could work with on the day of the full moon. And also, as I'm sure you know, the full moon is a good time to recharge your crystals. Just put them on a window ledge where the moonlight will fall upon it. I mean, the full moon is going to be 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon, but you have them on the ledge all weekend. The full moon, light and energy continues for a good few days or so. All right. Oh yeah, then our good old Six of Wands. So the reason we have this tarot card out is that each sign of the zodiac is kind of broken into three equal parts. And I think it was like over 100 years ago, the Golden Dawn picked a minor arcana card to go with each of those slices of the zodiac. So the place in Leo where the moon will be for the full moon is in the Six of Wands section, or decan, as it's technically called. And I think that's just perfect. You can pretend that horse is a lion, right? So, that the symbolism of this tarot is just, extremely obvious: triumph, leadership, self-confidence. So it'll be a good time to advocate for your ideas during this time. And with Uranus there pinging the moon and the sun, maybe you might experience some sudden inspiration. So really good for standing up for yourself, that sort of thing. So just a really nice positive card. And you might notice some really positive changes in lunar or solar things in your life. And then also maybe on the flip side, you might have some anxiety or trouble sleeping this weekend because the energy will just be really pronounced. So, but yeah, just think of the Six of Wands, and I think it'll be really positive overall. So, all right, Shere.
Awesome. Thank you, Anita. That was really informative and fantastic. Really good information there.
Mm-hmm.
I love human design, and I am not an expert by any means with human design. However, I do self-study it quite a bit. I am a manifester myself. Anita is a manifesting generator, and we just wanted to bring in a little bit of human design with this video as well, talking about your strength. And as manifestors, we know our impact is really strong, but just take a moment to think about your impact for yourself. Like, how do you impact yourself, and how does Leo and the lion and your own strength impact you? What do you do that's very impactful for yourself? So take a moment if you'd like to do that as a manifester this month. If you are a generator, you have such a powerful strength in your ability to say yes or no. Your ability to agree or disagree with something in your life, or allowing it in your life, is such a beautiful strength. It's one of the most amazing things about generators, and one of the things I love about them. So take a moment to think about the strength and the ability that you have in that this month. And also inwardly, what are you saying yes to that you don't want to? What are you saying no to that you actually want to say yes to? Just take a moment to really think about that and how it impacts you as an individual, not just as a collective. And manifesting generators, your strength lies in doing multiple things at once. You are really great at looking over everything and just doing. And take a moment to think about the strength in that and how that affects you as well. And also, can you bring any of that to yourself? Is there any place that maybe you're lacking on giving to yourself because you're giving so much to others and focusing so much on your to-do list or on things that are outside of you? So please take a moment this month to really think about how you can give to yourself and allow that strength to impact you. And projectors, I invite you to look at your own strength. How do you guide you? What is it when you look at your own life? How can you bring your strength of guidance to yourself? How can you bring that beautiful spark and that beautiful guidance that you have, that knowing that you have about others? Turn that on yourself and look at that strength that you have within yourself and within your own life. And reflectors, your strength that you are getting from this transit with Leo, how is that affecting you? How is Leo playing a part in your life this month? How is it affecting you? So I hope that you enjoyed that. and we're going to go into a short meditation. So if you want to take a moment to lay down or maybe move around a little bit more, get a little bit more comfortable. So please get comfortable and close your eyes and see yourself on a beautiful rock high above the plains with the prairie of the savanna spread out before you, and a beautiful lion is next to you. Feel his or her strength. Allow that feeling of strength to go into you. As you breathe it in, allow yourself to feel that. And as you look over the plain, take a moment to think about your perceived weaknesses. Are these weaknesses that are actually yours, or are they learned behaviors? And are they really weaknesses or just a natural part of you? We all have our strength, and the opposite side of that is the weakness. But our weaknesses are just as beautiful and just as much a natural part of ourselves as our strength. So allow the strength from the lion to come in and soften your view of your weaknesses. Allow the strength to go through you into those areas that others may tell you is incorrect about you or that you don't like about yourself. Where do you pick yourself apart? In your body, and the little natural things you do that are actually really beautiful. Allow that strength now to flow through, bringing in confidence and looking at the center of your being and how beautiful it really is. Feel the strength and the confidence grow within you. Feel the lion next to you. Allow that strength to flow through your entire body. You can pause and stay here longer if you'd like. And when you're ready, thank the lion. Thank yourself for the beauty that you are, for the strength that you carry, for the natural parts of you that are so beautiful. When you're ready, open your eyes, give yourself a hug, give yourself some love, and know your strength. You are a incredibly magnificent being. Every single one of you. Every single one of you holds such beautiful strength within you. And together, as a collective, we are strong. But know your own strength, your own ability to accept yourself. Do you have anything to add, Anita?
No, that was wonderful. Thank you so much, Shere.
you. Well, so much love to all of you, and I hope every single one of you enjoys Leo and enjoyed this video. Please feel free to subscribe to this channel so you get this every month as we go through the year, and Anita explains the astrology aspect, and I'll bring in a meditation for each month. And you can also look up Anita at, I'll have the links below for Anita Ashland and myself, Shere Allard. So much love to all of you. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Oh, shoot. We're going to have to edit the end of this as I try to figure out how to